When we think of cities, sprawling metropolises like New York, Tokyo, or London come to mind with endless streets and towering skyscrapers. But what if I told you that one of the most fascinating urban areas in the world isn't known for its size, population, or landmarks, but for its extreme narrowness? Nestled on the coast of Montenegro, the city of Kotor is a unique blend of history, natural beauty, and urban design packed into an exceptionally narrow space. In this video, we'll explore why Kotor stands out as the world's narrowest city and what makes it such an extraordinary place to visit. What makes Kotor so unique? Kotor, located along the Adriatic Sea, is not just a city, it's a slice of history preserved within a thin strip of land between towering mountains and the tranquil Bay of Kotor. The city spans a small area in width, squeezed tightly by the steep slopes of the lofty mountain range on one side and the shimmering waters of the bay on the other. This geographical setting makes Kotor incredibly narrow, with some sections of the old town spanning just a few streets across. The city is a labyrinth of cobblestone alleys, ancient stone buildings, and fortified walls that seem to defy the constraints of space. Despite its limited physical dimensions, Kotor manages to pack centuries of history, culture, and architecture into its narrow confines, making it a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Montenegro's most treasured gems. A walk through Kotor's Old Town. The heart of Kotor is its Old Town, a well-preserved medieval city that feels like stepping back in time. Entering through one of the three ancient gates, the Sea Gate, River Gate, or Gerda Gate, immediately transports you to another era. The streets are impossibly narrow, some no more than a few feet wide, with stone walls towering on either side. Walking through the old town, you'll find small squares that open up unexpectedly, each with its own charm. One of the most famous is Targod or Ruzda, the Square of Arms, the largest square in the city and home to several historic buildings, including the clock tower built in 1602. Every turn reveals something new, whether it's the Romanesque-style street Tryphon Cathedral, dating back to 1166, or the humble Church of St. Luke, which boasts dual altars to accommodate both Catholic and Orthodox congregations. The narrow streets create a sense of intimacy, where every shop, cafe, and residence feels connected. You'll often hear the sound of traditional Montenegrin music wafting from open windows or catch a glimpse of locals chatting on their doorsteps. The Fortifications, a narrow path to the sky. One of the most striking features of Kotor is its fortifications, a narrow series of walls and steps that climb high into the mountains above the city. Built between the 9th and 19th centuries, these fortifications were designed to protect the city from invaders and natural disasters. The most famous section is the climb to San Giovanni Fortress, a grueling trek up more than 1,300 steps. The pathway is so narrow in parts that only one person can pass at a time, adding to the city's reputation as a place where space is always at a premium. Reaching the fortress offers a breathtaking reward: panoramic views of Kotor's Old Town, the Bay of Kotor, and the surrounding mountains. It's a reminder of how the city's narrowness is both a challenge and a defining feature of its beauty. A city defined by geography. Kotor's narrowness is a direct result of its geographical location. The city is nestled at the base of the Lotsen Mountains, which rise sharply from the bay, leaving little room for expansion. This limited space forced the city to grow vertically and creatively, adapting its architecture and layout to the constraints of the land. For centuries, the Bay of Kotor served as a natural harbor, protecting the city from storms and invasions. However, this narrow setting also left Kotor vulnerable to floods, particularly during high tides or heavy rains. The city's canals and drainage systems are an impressive feat of engineering, designed to manage the flow of water through such a confined space. Life in a narrow city. Living in Kotor means embracing the quirks of narrow city life. For locals, the tight-knit community is both a blessing and a challenge. Homes are often small, with little room for gardens or outdoor spaces, and many families share multi-story buildings. The streets, while charming, can feel claustrophobic during peak tourist seasons when thousands of visitors flock to the city. Yet this very intimacy fosters a sense of connection and community. Residents know their neighbors well, and the small size of the city means that everything is within walking distance. One local shopkeeper, Marco, shared his experience. In Kotor, we live close, physically and emotionally. There's no escaping your neighbors, but that also means there's always someone to help when you need it. Kotor's cultural richness. Despite its narrowness, Kotor boasts a rich cultural scene that reflects its diverse history. The city has been influenced by the Romans, Byzantines, Venetians, and Ottomans, each leaving their mark on its architecture, cuisine, and traditions. Kotor is famous for its festivals, including the Kotor Carnival, a vibrant celebration that fills the narrow streets with music, dancing, and parades. Another highlight is the Boca Night Festival, where locals decorate boats and parade them through the bay in a dazzling display of lights. Food is another way Kotor celebrates its cultural heritage. The city's narrow alleys are lined with family-run restaurants, serving traditional Montenegrin dishes like savapi, grilled sausages, buzara, seafood in white wine sauce, and prasut, cured ham. Tourism in a narrow space. Tourism is both a blessing and a challenge for Kotor. The city's narrow streets and small squares were not designed to accommodate the influx of visitors it now receives, particularly during the summer months when cruise ships dock in the bay. Managing tourism in such a confined space requires careful planning. Local authorities have implemented measures to preserve the city's cultural heritage while minimizing the impact of overcrowding. Visitors are encouraged to explore the city on foot, and many areas are pedestrian only to reduce traffic congestion. Despite these challenges, tourism remains a vital part of Kotor's economy, providing jobs and income for local residents. The Bay of Kotor, a natural wonder. Kotor's narrowness isn't limited to its streets. It extends to the Bay of Kotor itself, often called Europe's southernmost fjord. The bay is actually a raya, a submerged river valley, and its narrow, winding shape is one of the most picturesque landscapes in the world. Exploring the bay by boat is a must-do experience. From the water, you can see the steep cliffs that frame the city and visit nearby attractions like the Our Lady of the Rocks, a small island with a historic church, and the charming village of Pirast. Reflections on Kotor. Spending a day in Kotor is like stepping into a world where every inch of space has a story to tell. Its narrow streets, towering fortifications, and breathtaking natural surroundings make it a city unlike any other. But beyond its physical beauty, Kotor is a testament to resilience and creativity. It shows how a community can thrive in the face of geographical constraints, turning limitations into opportunities for connection, culture, and innovation. If you ever find yourself in Montenegro, don't miss the chance to experience Kotor's unique charm. Walk its narrow streets, climb its steep steps, and immerse yourself in the rich tapestry of history and culture that defines this extraordinary city. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this exploration of Kotor, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories from around the world. Your support helps us continue to uncover hidden gems like this one.